Welcome back. America is celebrating the crowning of the new Miss USA. But the selection has caused some controversy because Rima Fakih of Dearborn, Michigan is also an Arab and a Muslim. Well, Rima's with us in the studio discussing, well, she's in New York discussing the challenges that she faces as the first woman of this heritage to wear the prestigious crown. Also with us is Maya Berry of the Arab American Institute, who has written about the contest and its implications. Now, actually, Rima, I want to quote to you two statements that were made after you got the crown. One is from the Lebanese president, Michel Suleiman, who says, "Congratulations to Rima Fakih for showing the beautiful image of Lebanon in the world." Then, ironically, there was a quote from Hezbollah as well, Hassan Fadlallah, a member of the Lebanese parliament, who says the criteria through which we evaluate women are different from those in the West. But at least nothing terrible from what I can see there. I do want to get a couple of questions here to Maya that came in by email. And I know, Rima, you addressed the issue of Islam and your religion. But Maya, let me just put these that came in, a couple of them back to back. Ninve Al-Bazi says, "She is beautiful. Rima loves modeling and that is what she does. Her religion does not matter." And then another one from the UK, Tariq Khan, who says, "She is not a representative of Islam per se. Just because a person is raised in a Muslim home does not make them Muslim. Rima is in the media because of her Arab background, not her Muslim one." Now, I mean, should this debate even come up? I mean, there are people who are very conservative, obviously, in every religion. But in terms of the way the Arab American community sees it, it shouldn't be as much of a debate as it is, should it?
Not at all. In fact, not a factor at all. Unfortunately, Riz, one of the things I find most distressing about this is Rima won Sunday night. By Monday, there was, and I'm going to get in trouble for Rima mentioning my sister and not I and representing Dearborn here, but I got a text from a lot of people in Michigan who are very excited about her win. By Monday, it became national and people were noting her ethnicity. By Tuesday, we actually had to write a piece responding to what are frankly professional bigots. And her ethnicity or her religion are not relevant to this particular win, other than it is the first for us. And again, as an immigrant community assimilates into a new country, these are the things that are going to happen. But there are people who, as I said, I mean, there is no reason for any representative, any political faction to comment on a beauty pageant. Right. The reason that happened is what happened here on the blogs in America. But I have to say the one thing I found wonderful about all of this is the majority of the people, there were the ugly posts from professional bigots who literally do this to get attention, but the majority of people that blogged on those sites were, "Way to go, Rima, congratulations. Why are we talking about her religion? Why are we talking about her ethnicity?" And I believe, honestly, that's where the American people are.
Well, you know, Rima, we even had an email that came, well, it was a tweet actually from Twitter, from Hanadi Hassan, who says, "Rima, have you ever considered changing your religion?"
Oh, sounds a lot like the person I used to work with at DMC, Hanadi Hassan. But you know what? I would never, ever change who I am, okay? I am a proud person from an abundance of faith. I am not defined by religion. And I'd like to make a note to everyone who is commenting on religion. I want to know how respectful they are to abiding the book of whatever it is they follow. I mean, we all have, in every religion, you have your conservative, you have your liberal. I think we all have the tendency to forget that. And one more thing, I'm Miss USA, I'm not Miss Religion, and I'm not Miss anything else. I think I'm misunderstood, if you understand what I mean. This sign does say Miss USA, and the dollar here in the United States says, "In God we trust," and in God I do trust.
Well, it's interesting, Rima. I mean, just to give our viewers some background, it's not an easy path to get to where you got to. I think you were 19 when you first got into beauty pageants, but then you had to win the Miss Michigan contest, which you did in 2009, and you sold your car to raise the funds for that. Tell me what happened.
Yes, I did. I actually sold my Ford Taurus 98 right before I started leasing my car that I currently lease right now. Is not with me, but I sold that car for two reasons. One, my friend needed a car and I needed to enter Miss Michigan. And two, I wasn't going to let financial problems affect me. I wasn't going to go to my father and be like, "Dad, can I borrow $800 to finish off the cost to enter a beauty pageant?" I just didn't think that my father at that point was, you know, in a good time to say, "Sure, Rima, what the heck, while you're at it, go for America's Next Top Model." You know what I mean? I just wanted to do it on my own, and it was something I believed in, and I didn't have enough financial you know, benefit to help me, so I sold my car.
You had actually, you'd gone back to Lebanon. I know you kept a connection with your original home country. You went back to Lebanon and entered the Miss Lebanon Emigrant contest and yes, came up runner-up in that, I gather.
That was one of my first pageants, and actually, it was my mother, my wonderful manager, I'd like to say. My mom called me over and she's like, "Look, Rima, it's a pageant for girls who are either born outside of Lebanon or have grandparents that have roots in Lebanon, or live outside of Lebanon. So what you do is you travel Lebanon for 2 weeks. You get a complete tour of Lebanon, and we also had 2 days in Syria. And just the only thing is, the last day that you're there, you enter a beauty pageant. And my mom goes, "You've done enough modeling. That shouldn't be hard for you." And it was beautiful. I mean, I flew out there. I met girls that, who would have thought that there'll be girls in Czech Republic that were Lebanese, that were so beautiful. It's just, Lebanon is everywhere in the world, of course, like every ethnicity. But it was so nice to be in that hotel room with up to 40 girls, and maybe only 5 spoke Arabic. The rest all spoke different languages, and got a tour of my country.
Well, Maya, I got an email here, if I can put this to you. Juan Pablo Gonzalez wrote in via Facebook saying, "Only recently have beauty pageants added political platforms. The politicization of pageant contestants is inappropriate and out of line." How do you regard the way that, a lot of people think the pageants are outdated?
Yes, I think he's probably referring to the questions that were posed to the contestants, whether Rima got the one on healthcare and the other one was a question regarding the Arizona immigration law. Yeah, I think that's part of the way that these are packaged today. I think it's probably a good opportunity for the contestants to be able to talk about other issues other than just the presentation visually. So I think it's fine. My problem is, is the politicalization in the other way, which is that if it wasn't Rima that won, we wouldn't be having a conversation about geopolitics. So the bizarre nature of how her particular win ended up being a discussion of terrorism. One of the things I really genuinely, and I so felt bad for Rima about this, is when I was searching her in Google, I put in Rima to find something, and one of the automatically generated terms in the Google search engine became Rima Hezbollah. There is no way that would have happened to any other American, and that isn't funny, and that is unacceptable. And until we sort of deal with the neocons on the far right in this regard, who simply have to accept us in the fabric of this country, we're going to still fight those battles, even in beauty pageants.
Well, let's get Saudi Arabia on the line. Munassar, your question, please.
Yes, hi Riaz. How are you? How are you doing?
Good, thanks.
Yes, I have a question, and I think Rima, you are really beautiful and cute. I think you deserve to be a Miss USA.
Thank you.
And
thank you so much.
I'm really proud to see a Muslim and Arab Muslim to win a Miss USA, and for us as Arab, really this is great.
Thank you.
And I think the people who's racism, and they are really trying to attack you because you are Muslim and Arab. And I have a question for you. What is your plan for the future? Since you are a Muslim, Arab Muslim, Mrs. USA, what is your plan in the future?
Future plans?
Well, just honestly, after I'm done with my reign, do you mean, or during my reign as Miss USA?
I guess it'll be a bit of both, because you'll have a fairly packed agenda, but after you've given up the crown.
After I did giving up the crown, I do really hope to go back to school, because I want to enter law school. That was one of the reasons I got the push to go to Miss Michigan, was because of the wonderful scholarship opportunities that Miss USA and Miss Michigan offered me. And I'm hoping to go to law school. I want to do international law. I believe that combining my education in the United States, as well as in the Arab world and all over the world, I can do more. I can reach my goal of being the corporate executive officer of my own corporation. There's so much I like to do, and also linking organization that we're dealing with, Susan Komen Foundation, the Gildas Club, all for breast and ovarian cancer and awareness. That should be international. So there's so many plans that I have in mind. Like my dad says, I have so many dreams, and he has no doubt that I can accomplish them.
Rima, just a quick word from Maya at the end now. Of course, a bit of advice on how she should tackle the next few months?
Frankly, I think she's been dead on in the way she's talked about this. Others have tried to define it, and she's completely rejected that, and I think that's the way to keep moving forward.
All right. Well, Rima, it was great to have you on and talk with us. Congratulations.
Thank you so
Good luck
much.
with the Miss Universe contest coming up. We'll all have our fingers crossed for you.
I need your support.
You'll get there, I'm sure.
Congrats, Rima.
Maya, thank you as well.
Thank you, Riz.
And thank you for joining us, especially with your questions. Remember, you can follow our program on Twitter. We'll keep you notified on upcoming shows, and you can even tweet us your questions and comments to pose to our guests. On the next show, Cairo commitment. 1 year after Barack Obama pledged to make a new beginning with the Islamic world, has the US president kept his promise? Tell us what you think. Send in those questions, emails and SMSs, and you can tweet us too. Be sure to tune in for that. From me and the team, we'll see you next time.